So yesterday was a very eventful day for the Los Angeles Chargers because they had to make some key decisions. Najee Harris ended up being placed on the active roster. Tony Jefferson was cut. Last season, he wasn't even in game shape and made it. But this year around, the Chargers have way more depth. Junior Colson is going to miss the entire season. He has not been able to stay healthy. This seems to be the beginning of the end for him. I mean, even if he had been healthy, guys, he was probably linebacker 4 on the depth chart. Taylor Heineke ended up being released. So now all of a sudden the Chargers are carrying only two quarterbacks, which is what I wanted. I wanted Herbert and I wanted Trey Lance. And what a decision to go out and to get Trey Lance to have that high upside behind Herbert. And Herbert, let's not lie here. He's been injured. Like the past couple of seasons, Herbert, not to say he's been injury prone, but he has missed time. And if he does, I feel very confident in Trey Lance's ability to help this team win football games. But in today's video, we're just going to be doing a quick overlook of the roster. I made a video on this yesterday, but this one's going to be a little bit more in depth because I've had a day to think about it now. Be Maureen Hampton, and then we've got Hassan Haskins. So there's currently 3 running backs in the depth chart. Haskins is a special teams guy. He's also capable of working out of the backfield if needed. But it's going to be a 1-2 split between Harris and Hampton. I don't play fantasy football, and I'm kind of glad I don't because I don't know how to approach this backfield. I mean, sure, you take the younger guy with upside. I think we could see a Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery situation, which if you're a Charger fan like me, I mean, that's music to your ears. That would be the best case scenario here is 2 guys who probably both rush for around 1,000 yards. I mean, if that actually happens, that would be awesome because our O-line is, and this is just my opinion, is probably the weakest unit of the team. With Rashawn Slater, a different story, but now all of a sudden you've got Trey Pipkins sliding in there. Joe Alt is playing his original position. There's only, well, now 2 because the Chargers made a trade yesterday, but Andre James is capable if needed. Like, he's a guy that has experience. The Chargers ended up making a trade yesterday for Austin Deculus, who was a 6th-round pick for the Houston Texans in 2022. He's played 68 career regular season snaps, all at left tackle. He also played right tackle in the preseason. He could potentially fill the vacant swing tackle role. So basically, before Trey Pipkins ended up being into the starting lineup. And this happens often as teams are more than likely going to cut a guy and then another team calls and they're like, hey, well, we're not going to cut him because someone's going to pick him up. So, hey, come and trade for him and we'll take whatever you kind of got to that point. That happened with the Chargers as there was a couple of players that, they were going to let go of and they got calls and they're like, all right, well, let's try to, keep him, work on a move or something like that. I like depth. I like guys who have played, even if you aren't that great. If you played 68 games at left tackle in the NFL, that's a lot more than other guys can say. So it could be a lot worse. Now the Chargers have 2 guys with experience off of the bench, but they still do need a guard. Like, don't get me wrong. They absolutely need to go make a trade or pick someone up with guard experience because injuries are going to happen. And I hate to say that because I really want the Chargers to win a Super Bowl, but there's going to be more injuries. I'm not saying season ending, but guys are going to miss time. Like Herbert might miss time. Hell, Joe Alt might miss time. Mekhi Becton, he hasn't practiced what feels to be the entire offseason. He came back like recently in the past couple of weeks, but he missed a large chunk of camp. So you want to have guys that just can come in case and if needed. Hopefully they aren't needed, but it happens all the time. Defensive line, we kind of touched upon that yesterday. Very, very deep unit. In terms of edge rushing, Bud Dupree, Khalil Mack, Tuli Topolotu are the main guys. Caleb Murphy is a stud on special teams. Kyle Kennard is sort of the odd man out here. He was a draft pick by the Chargers this past season. He was a day 2 pick. Hasn't showed promise as a pass rusher, but he's a rookie, so I mean he'll grow into it. Linebacker room, Marlowe Wax ends up being an undrafted free agent that had an unbelievable preseason. Troy Dye is going to be linebacker 3. Denzel Perryman, Diane Henley. Linebacker room looks pretty. Losing Junior Colson hurts, but not to be that guy, but like again, he's just not ready. I'm not saying he's a bust, like he could still turn his career around, but in terms of that linebacker that helped Michigan win a national championship in 2023, I just haven't seen it. In terms of safety, Kendall Williamson, RJ Mitkins, Aloy Gilman, Elijah Molden, Derwin James Jr., a lot of DBs on this team. Williamson, very good tackler and special teams. He had 5 of them in the preseason, which tied the NFL lead. That's probably the only reason he made it over Tony Jefferson. It's just because of that. Because if you're going to have a guy on your bench, why not have a guy on your bench that's really good at special teams? Happens all the time in the NFL. Gilman, Molden, they're going to be starting players. Derwin James Jr. is going to play in the nickel. Mickens also has a lot of potential. Dante Jackson's probably going to start outside corner next to Tariq Still. And then you've got Cam Hart, Benjamin St. Juste, Jasir Taylor, Nico Reed, and Eric Rogers. I'm kind of shocked that Taylor. No, I'm not actually, because he actually was getting starting rep opportunities like literally less than a week. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. I didn't think he was great in the preseason, but the Chargers obviously believe in him, and they know more than me from just a guy watching the games. Weezy Bridges set round pick. I thought he had potential, but with Reed and Rogers, he had never had a chance. Dean Leonard is designated to return. I think he's got potential. I'm happy about that. And then special teams looks incredible. Josh Harris is currently on the IR. He's designated to return, so he'll miss the first 4 games of the season, which has me thinking. I'm gonna give you guys some in-depth charge. It's not really in-depth Charger analysis because that would be kind of a lie. Because I think a lot of people are gonna know this. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you go and you look at the tight end position and you see Tucker Fisk, you guys are probably wondering, hang on a second, why is Tucker Fisk on the team? Well, he's really good at blocking against the run, but also he provides sort of protection as a full-time long snapper until the Chargers either get back Harris or they end up getting a replacement, which matters. He can block and he can be a long snapper. Again, special teams is so critical. You have a good special teams, your chances to win significantly increase. Like Cameron Dicker, for example, I mean, he has unlimited type of range. Like, look at J.K. Scott with his ability to get hang time on punts. And then you also got like both. Really, Josh Harris is a pretty good long snapper, but it just helps, man. It just why not? If you can pin teams back, if you can kick long field goals, things like that definitely matter. Especially a team like the Chargers that are going to be pushing the ball down the field a ton. All you have to really do is just pretty much get the midfield, and you feel like you're going for it just about every single time to that point. And then if you're in like a third and long, and you don't pick it up, then you can just bring in Dicker. So it's just big too. But teams with elite quarterbacks like Justin Herbert, I mean, you want to have that kicker. I mean, we've seen that with hell. You want to look at Lamar Jackson, Justin Tucker up until recently, and then look at the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, of course. They had Harrison Butker. Like these teams have good kickers, man, with big legs on them, and it's definitely something that matters. Guys who can contribute on special teams that are depth pieces, that's how they make the team, and that's why they do it. That's why they play special teams so that they can make the team. Yeah, a guy like Tony Jefferson, for example, he doesn't play special teams like Kendall Williamson does, especially at that high of a level. And he's an older player. They call him Hunk for a reason. So it's like, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts overall on the Chargers. I'm excited about next week. It's crazy to think that in literally less than 2 weeks. I mean, guys, it's Wednesday when I'm recording this. Next Friday, like we're playing the Chiefs. It just flew by, but I'm so amped up. I'm ready. I can't wait, man. I've been thinking about it. I mean, time flies, bro. Right sideline, the receiver Quentin Johnson on a comeback route.